birthday party of 2 coming at you live and direct. We're on a bus, a very cramped bus.
We're on the Soul Bus.
On the what?
Soul Bus.
Soul?
Yeah, Soul Bus. Like Soul Train.
It's like a Chinese
hood.
It's like a Chinese bus, but yeah, they tried to block our seats so we couldn't sit down, right?
So I had to talk to her.
They tried to block us so we couldn't sit down on the bus.
Yeah.
I was about, you know what? They was about to see an angry black woman, okay? Like, you better get me off this bus and give me a seat.
So as you see, I'm the one who diffuses everything. So how to speak a little bit of that Spanish to my.
Well, let me tell you, the angry black woman was about to come out, and I was about to kick everybody off the bus. Okay. But anyway, we're headed to an excursion. So we got a little lost this morning. We were running a little late. Had a couple issues this morning.
Now, why the camera's on me? You was the issue. I was up in time. She was just getting mad because I was watching a little bit of Bruce Lee. So I had to watch a little bit of Bruce Lee before I left. So in case my inner kung fu skills had to come out on this island. So he gets me hyped in the morning.
So anyway, we're going on a boat. We're going on a boat. So we'll keep you posted as along the way when we get to where we're going. I think this ride is about an hour or so.
I don't know. You're the one who picked it, and you're the tour guide.
I'm not the tour guide.
Yeah, you've been the whole tour guide since we've been here.
I'm not the tour guide.
Don't even know what you're doing, but you do pretty good. Though.
I do pretty good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Say bye.
Adios.
So we're in Bayahibe, the same place we were yesterday. But I think we're in Bayahibe, but I think we're taking a boat somewhere else. If you all remember from yesterday, Bayahibe, that water was extremely cold and I did not get in. So hopefully the new place that we're going, whatever this other island is, hopefully that water is warmer or I will not be getting inside.
Yeah, you will. I'm going to push you. Yeah, I want to push you. That's what I want to do. You're going to join the group, just like the rest of us. Yippee-ki-yay.
I will not be joining the group. I'm trying to tell you. The water is cold. Tish will not be getting in. I will be watching from afar.
Tish. It's going to be swimming with the fish. You got that, Tish?
My body temperature is very, very, very anemic. I'm very cold natured. I cannot do anything in the cold, so it's not happening. So, you all can see, I am still in the boat and my husband's in the water. As I stated earlier, I do not do cold water. And Jason says, oh, once you get in, you'll get used to it. That would be a negative. I do not do cold water. You know, I thought this water would be warm here in Dominican Republic, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to be getting in any water here in the Dominican Republic. I'm just not going to be able to do it, which is really going to be a big factor on if I return, because I do like to swim in the ocean and the sea and whatever, but I don't do cold water, so Dominican Republic I may not be returning due to that, because what I read was incorrect. It is not 80 degrees in this water. So signing off. I'll check back in when we get to the island. Also, girls who show their butts in public just I don't understand that. You just got your butt out in public, so I think that's pretty disgusting. But that's all I see is butts today. Just butts everywhere. It's like gross. We have landed on the beach. I don't know the name of this beach right now, but when I figure it out, I will let you know. But it's very pretty. The beach is very calming. So I'm going to be eating lunch in an hour. If the lunch does not look appetizing, I will not be eating it. You know what? I ain't trying to have my stomach all toe up. I'm telling you, yesterday when I had the food here, it was okay. It tasted pretty good. You know, the fish was pretty good, but last night I had like indigestion, and I'm not trying to have my stomach toe up today. So we're gonna walk. We're gonna do some walking along the beach here in a moment. Tomorrow we are going to Santo Domingo, which is the capital of Dominican Republic. So that's the agenda for tomorrow. And then Monday we are going home. Going home. Okay, so I did get in the water. It was cold. But like my husband said, if you stay in there for like 2-3 minutes, then your body kind of adjusts to it, and it's not really that cold. So I did get in there. The water was nice. The beach here, this water has a lot of rocks on the bottom, so it is very vital that you have swim shoes here. And my swim shoes just happen to be at home. But Twinkle Toes right here, Twinkle Toes couldn't stand the rocks on the bottom of his feet. So if we look here, he's out of the water. He's out of the water because of these sensitive Twinkle Toes, these sensitive feet right here. So signing off.
I paid the sins for you. I paid the sins for you. That's what I did.
You did what?
I paid the sins for you.
Paid the sins?
I paid the sins for you.
Okay. Nobody really knows what that means, but we'll check in with you later. Hello.
Hello.
Rough night.
Definitely. Always something. Go ahead and lead us off.
You. I'm too much in a depression.
Well, we just got back from the excursion and getting in the car. About to turn left, and a car wants to turn left with me on the other side, and he sideswipes us. So, got out. As for his insurance, as for his license, as Tish to go in and take pictures of his license on the car, the back of it, or a license plate, I should say. And so Tish like, we need to call the police. Call the police. So I'm trying to call the police. There's like 50 million numbers for the police. So I ended up going over to the next supermarket. I saw a security guard. So I'm thinking that, security guards got access to police 24 hours a day. And it's been a struggle ever since we've been down here trying to find somebody who speaks some type of English. So I have to pull out my phone every time and translate this stuff. And So he told the other car to come over here where he was, and so we get out the driveway of Burger King, and so he takes off. So I'm over translating to the security guard again of where can we go to file a report. Where's nearest police department? So we're going back and forth through this translator thing. So this other guy was, um, he came and he didn't speak like good English, but he was able to understand me a little bit more. So um, he flagged down this guy who was on a moped. I guess some of the moped riders down here is taxi drivers. So he wanted he wanted me to pay him $6 to for me to show him where the police department was. So I said, never mind. I'll Google it myself. So finally, me and Tish went to the police department, and that was a waste of time too. Came up there, the officer, he acted like he had attitude. As soon as I came up, he started breathing all heavy. Like, here we go. So there was about like 6 or 7 of them. They all speaking their little language, and so finally, this one officer said, "Well, you have to report it or get it reported to this other area somewhere in here in Punta Cana." So I told Tish, I was like, they're not going to sit there and lead us to another area where we get stopped and harassed and frisked. You got to give up some money and all that stuff. So we're just going to wait till in the morning to file this police report. But the long story short, it's just crazy. Uh, the laws, the driving laws out here. When you're sitting here going one way, you have um, your signal on your left hand signal. The guy comes right there on the side of you and wants to turn too. They do this all this time. But this time he just or this person just got me. So I'm like, here we go, and it's just like it's always something with this driving. And I actually looked up about a Dominican Republican, like the worst things that you know happening here, and they said it was like number three. They tell tourists not to drive. They want you to get an experienced driver, and they do not want you to drive. They want you to stay at the resorts. But of course, Tish and I, we don't, we buck the system and we want to travel. We want to see what's there and stuff like that. When we come, and you just can't do that if you want to stay at no. I'm gonna stay at the resort and no vehicle to go. But the driving down here is just ridiculous. I mean, totally ridiculous. And they talk about fines for things like having no license or a seatbelt, but you got all these people riding around mopeds, 4 or 5 people on one moped with no helmets on, babies 6 months to a year, riding on a moped, nothing to basically protect them, and it's just ungodly crazy. I'm just like shocked of like how they're just getting away with all this riding around and just turning at the same time you're turning and pulling out on people and don't care, riding on the wrong side of the road. Um, so that's I vented out. So you got anything, Tish?
Yeah, so excuse me. In a previous video, I said we would give our feedback. We didn't want to count Dominican Republic out because we had not, we were only like 3 days in or 2 days in or what have you. But since we are probably going to end our vacation a day early, I've already started looking at flights for tomorrow. We're supposed to leave. Tomorrow is Sunday. We're supposed to leave on Monday, but with the way things are going right now, since our rental car has been hit, um, I don't know what that means for us as far as what's going to happen with the rental car. I have no idea about that. Apparently, Dominican Republic laws are different for tourists. Um, I don't know what their laws are for people who, because I mean, the laws can't be that bad or that strict on Dominican Republic people who live here if he was just willing to just ride off like a hit and run type of situation. Like he must know something that we don't know. Like nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm just gonna go. You know. So my takeaway is if you are first of all, I would never suggest anybody get a rental car in Dominican Republic. I don't suggest anybody drive in Dominican Republic if you're not from here because these people do their own thing on the road. There is no rule of law for driving here. You can drive wherever, however, do whatever you want to do on the road. And it's like if you get hit, oh well. If you get hit, oh well. And then there's not a situation like in the United States where you call a police officer, you file a report. You know, the regular way of doing things does not apply here. So, unless you are a person who likes to stay in a resort, because I never would have I never would have said anything about a resort because I don't stay in resorts. I like to go and explore and see different things. But I don't see another way of doing anything down here unless you're on a resort. The resort is a safe place. Let me just say that. It is a safe space for people to guard against people who want to extort you for money,
The scams.
the gas station scams. You know, I'm sure those are down here. We didn't run into that this time because we got a nice gentleman. But
And we also smartened up when we went to Mexico with that gas scamming, so we was already prepared and already on it.
yeah, so we didn't get scammed for gas, but um, yeah, that police officer trying to pull us over and get money out of us on the spot, that was crazy. We've never run into that before. So if you're on a resort, you don't have to worry about that. If you're not going to stay on a resort, another thing to do is to hire like a private driver. If you go on Viator.com, I'll leave the link in the description box. If you go on Viator.com, you can find cheap airport transports. You can find a cheap transport that'll take you from your hotel to the airport and vice versa. So I would suggest doing that. A lot of the excursions come pick you up from the hotel. Um, and I think they do that to discourage people from driving. And I'm totally with them on that. Nobody needs to drive here. These people are ridiculous. They're the worst drivers in the world. I've been driving. I've drove in New York before. We were kind of trying to distinguish who was worse, Mexico and Dominican Republic. I say hands down Dominican. Who you say?
No, Dominican by far.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, I don't know what kind of I don't know. Do you even have to take a driver's test to get a license? I don't know what y'all have to do down here. I don't really care. As far as me and how far as I feel about coming back to Dominican Republic, it is a no for me.
Tell them the every year the death rate of motorists or basically people on the motorcycles.
Oh yeah, I think it's like at least like 43 people a year die just from motorcycle. Like there's tons of injuries that happen. Tons of injuries that happen. Um, it's just this is the highest. This they have the highest rate of wrecks in the world. Dominican Republic does, with Venezuela following like shortly after. Which makes again my takeaway for coming to Dominican Republic ever again is a big negative. I will never come here again. There's so many other beautiful places to go. Um, where you don't have to be scammed. I know third world countries are third world countries, and you're gonna run into a little bit of that. But here, it is absolutely over the top and it's ridiculous, and nobody should have to deal with that.
I do say that the the other islands on the other side of where we was at, is beautiful. I mean, breathtaking. The Caribbean Sea is beautiful around Dominican, but Um, we've seen plenty of them beautiful oceans and seas and all that stuff, and um, the hospitality down here, I got to give it a thumbs down because I mean I'm so used to going. I mean, everywhere I go, I'm a people's person, and I give the same energy as well as they give the same energy back to me. And down here, they're just I don't know. I cannot finger point it. It's they're they're just like they're not into tourists and making money. It's like
Mhm.
they're not excited. They're just dull. They're flat. Even when they talk to you, it's like a flat kind like, oh yeah, here we go, another tourist, and so um,
Which is crazy because your tourism is your money. Like that's how you make your money.
so
So why
I
would
mean, I
you?
will. I mean, if it comes between like here, Mexico, I'll take Mexico hands down. I mean, and I've been, we've been in 4 different cities um, in Mexico, and they all give out the same vibe. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, Dominican is beautiful. Um,
The beaches are beautiful. I can't say
you
that
know,
about the rest of the
yeah.
city and things like that. The beaches are beautiful, but so are the beaches in Mexico, and the people are nicer, and the food is better. I don't like Dominican Republic food, but that's just me. I don't like Dominican food. Like I said, y'all heard the struggle I had with the food. Was not feeling the food.
What actually just surprised me a whole lot is they have a lot of Italian dishes, and overheard a conversation um, with some people that was on the side of us. I didn't know that there was a high population of Italians here in Dominican, and like everything on their menu has some type of Italian. Like Parmesan chicken's on every menu that you see, basically in the Dominican. They have a lot of pasta dishes and stuff. So that just really, I was really shocked about the Italian food down here. And so, but yeah, there's a big Italian population down here.
And I don't like Italian, but I'm kind of finicky on what I eat. So,
Well, I love Italian. So, um, but when you think of Caribbean, Caribbean island, you wouldn't think about Italian food. You think
mm,
nothing but like fish and what's it called?
conch and
Conch.
seafood, and but
Yeah, I mean, I went um heck, what, four restaurants before I was able to find some mahi mahi fish tacos and shrimp tacos, whatever. But Tish had reminded me that we're not in Mexico, but still, it's still a type of Caribbean food. With out of the ocean with shrimp, fish and tacos, and y'all speak Spanish, and Spanish, to me, everything revolves around tortillas. So, but I finally got me some,
or beans.
yeah, beans. So I actually finally got some shrimp and fish tacos, and they were delicious. They were a little bit small, but hey, I finally got them, and they were delicious. So that is that, folks. You got anything else you want to add, Tisha?
No.
No. Ooh, that was very strong. No. All right. Well, adios, amigos. Catch us on the next one. Peace.